I need to speak very quickly. I've got 20 picks here that I'm going to pop out as we started to add in touchdown props, and we are doing pretty darn well still, even though we lost $200 off our bankroll last night in a touchdownless game. We're still up 1,400 clams. 1435. So let's get into the touchdown props that I like this week. And I'll start with Tyreek Hill. I know that it's going to rain. I know it's raining and all that. I still like Tyreek in this game. We're not going to get a lot, but it is a very good schematic matchup here as the Browns deploy single high looks at the NFL's second highest rate, and Tyreek crushes that. 3.75 yards per route run. He gets a 49% fantasy point per route run boost. They also run cover one at the second highest rate, and he has been unbelievably busy against cover one, averaging a 39% targets per route run. So I think he scores, basically. J.K. Dobbins. J.K. does not stand for just kidding, although I guess it's still a little risky because he hasn't been officially activated as of right this second. But Gus Edwards is out, and J.K. Dobbins, I believe, is going to play. And I believe he is going to score with a pretty decent matchup here. New England, they're not bad, but they're giving up the 14th most adjusted yards before contact. I think Dobbins is looking good. The Patriots are giving up 4.9 yards to carry. 2 running backs in their last 4. They've given up 3 rushing touchdowns. So kind of a basic touchdown prop there. No Gus Edwards. Hello. Touchdown for J.K. Dobbins because they're not going to use anybody else if it's first and goal at the 2. That's for sure. Devante Adams won this one a couple of weeks ago. Didn't play it last week, and, well, I regretted it because, as I've outlined here for a number of weeks, Aaron Rodgers out there stat padding with Devante Adams. Buffalo, all of a sudden, is giving up a lot here in the passing attack. They're giving up the 3rd most receiving yards, 2nd most receptions to slot receivers. That's where Devante is lining up. Amon-Ra, 3 weeks ago, crushed him with 14 catches with a tutty. Even Cooper Kupp, actually that was 2 weeks ago with Amon-Ra. Even Cooper Kupp got him for 92 and a touchdown just 3 weeks ago. So good luck, Garrett Wilson. You're out there trying to command Aaron Rodgers' attention because he's locked in on his boy. I mentioned TJ Hockenson. Yes, he's due. And this is a pretty good odds here at plus 210. I just think it's a really good situation as the Packers have been an underneath funnel. We're going to talk Hockenson as well in the next segment, too. And, Hockenson had a really good game in this matchup last year, by the way. 6 grabs for 81 on 9 targets. And, again, Green Bay an underneath funnel. He's also solid against the coverage shells here, against cover 2 and cover 4. And again, I think this will be a higher scoring game, of course. And by the way, it's not the greatest schematic matchup for Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Of course, those guys are crushing. I mentioned Jaden Reed. I got to do it. I too many good data points here up against Minnesota for Jaden Reed. I know he's been maddening. He went off against Minnesota, by the way, in the first meeting. They're giving up 15 catches to wide receivers. He has averaged 103 yards and a touchdown in his last 3 in this matchup. So Jaden Reed looking good. Trey McBride. This is the week that Trey McBride scores. It is a good schematic matchup for him tomorrow night against the LA Rams, in which he caught all 6 of his targets against for 67 yards back in week 2. Oh, and he is due. Tajay Spears, I still don't know about Tony Pollard, but I love Tajay Spears. You know, he is actually the number 6 running back in football in terms of fantasy points per opportunity, ranks ahead of Devon Achane, and I liked him for a touchdown last week, and he scored 2. One of the reasons is when I interviewed Tajay Spears at the Combine, he talked about his instincts are unbelievable, and that is why he's a good short yardage guy, because he just, you know, he goes back on the film after the game. He's like, yeah, I don't even know how I did that, but I did it. And so that's why he's a good goal line back. I like Calvin Ridley. Very good matchup here. against a man-heavy defense. Scott Barrett brought it up with Mason Rudolph. He sees a 59% yard per route run against man coverage, which they play at a top 3 clip. It's also a revenge game. Jordan Love, I think Minnesota has been very giving. They play zone a lot, and Jordan Love is definitely better against zone. So I like that one there. He's going to get 3 touchdowns with good odds. And then Jake Ferguson, look, Philly's given up 4 touchdowns to tight ends in their last 4 games, and there's no one else to throw to. So Jake Ferguson with big odds here at plus 360. Now, of course, I need to go a little quicker for the big props here, the regular ones here, and I'll start with Breece Hall. I mean, I don't get what this number is about, 21.5, because the Bills have been a running back funnel. They've been an underneath funnel, and they've given up the most schedule-adjusted fantasy points per game to opposing running backs through the air. Breece was back last week, 79% snap share. Route share was up. He caught 3 for 42 in the matchup in his last 3, so I think he's going to hit this number. I mentioned Hockenson, 43.5 is an unbelievably great number. Tyreek in the rain. Look at this number, though. 53. I mean, we should get there based on the schematics. I also mentioned Trey McBride. Very good schematic matchup there for him. He hit this prop in the first meeting, barely, but he hit it. Ramondre Stevenson, I know it's a little risky because there's talk of benching him if he fumbles, but he looked great last week. And if we're in the business of trying to win games, which we are, then they're going to hand the ball off to Ramondre. And by the way, no Denzel Perryman. The Chargers have fallen off against the run, so it's a good spot. Jonathan Taylor, like I mentioned, yes, I lost a Derrick Henry prop in this same environment where you think they're going to blow him out. Difference was Lamar threw 5 touchdowns. Colts are not doing that. So the New Jersey native in New Jersey will have no problem if it's chilly up there. I like Rachaad White. I think the Bucs could run for 200. Bucky Irvin is a great play, but it's a big number. It's like 90 yards. I'm going to go Rashad here over 41.5. I think he'll get 50. Javonte Williams over 2.5 receptions. The Bengals are giving up like 7 a game to running backs in their last 4, and I think they'll potentially be in a little bit of a shootout. This seems too easy. And then Alexander Madison, I know he's not very good, but it is a good schematic matchup for him, and he should get volume in this game here. So let's do it. Not a big number at all. Not too much to ask. Amir Abdullah is the third down back. Last item on the program, the best bet for Week 17 is, in fact, Chase Brown over 27.5 receiving yards. The Denver Broncos have been pretty darn tough to run against, but they are giving up all kinds of production to running backs out of the backfield. So I don't think Chase Brown is going to run all that well, but I do think he's going to get it done. I mean, even Hassan Haskins had 39 yards and a touchdown in the passing game in this matchup last week. You are welcome. We'll catch you on Monday for another edition of Prop Points.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.